Well, welcome back to my channel. What we're going to do today is a quick review of some Harbor Freight Easy Outs that I purchased and tried to use here. But first, let me just tell you what the project is so you understand why I bought the Easy Outs. This is a flywheel off of my pulling tractor. I am going to change the friction disc that's on here because it's worn out. This disc is worn down so much that these tapered screws that set in these holes, some of the screws, the heads were worn on them from the clutch disc rubbing on them. So this is worn out. This doesn't have enough material. I mean, you could use it, but in no time at all you're going to be pulling the tractor back apart and changing it. And it's not worth it. I got the tractor apart now, so I'm changing it now. Anyway, so I tried to take these things out. There's 36 of them in here. I tried to take these screws out. You can see they have a Allen head socket screw. It's what they call them. It's a hex head, 6-sided. So I went to Harbor Freight and I bought a couple sockets with the hex head, the hex drive in them, hex drive socket, Allen head, however you want to say it. I had the impact driver. It's a 3/8 drive impact driver. No, it's a 1/2 inch and I got an adapter on it. But I had the impact driver, so I thought I would set this in the socket head screws, use the impact driver to break them loose, and then I could just screw them out without any trouble. Well, that didn't work, except I got 4 of them out. All I got out was 4. The other 32 of them, they just rounded out. Or I got one here or there, broke the end off the socket, the hex head socket, and then this one's twisted so bad that it's no good, it won't grip. So those are going back to Harbor Freight for a free replacement because they're Pittsburgh brand. So anyway, to get these out, I thought, you know what, if a fella drilled a hole down through the screw, that would relieve the pressure or whatever's holding, because usually that works. And you drill the hole down through, then worst case scenario, I'd use an Easy Out to back them out. Well, as I'm drilling some of them out, the head started coming off a couple of them. And when the head came off, the drill then hooked onto the threaded part and drilled the threads clean down out and pushed them out the back side of the flywheel. Thought, okay, I'll take that. So then I got the idea, why don't I just take the heads off of all these screws? So I got a bigger drill bit, drilled the heads off of all of them, and that made it where I could remove the friction plate here. Like this. There it is. So there's the friction plate. It comes off. That's what the friction plate looks like. This is a 2-disc clutch setup. Like I say, it's on my pulling tractor. So that's off. I got that accomplished. But now to put the new one on, I got to get these screws out of here so I can run new screws down in. So, when I bought these at Harbor Freight, I also bought these 3 sets of Easy Outs. Well, this is the first set I'll tell you about. And this is Drill Masters. They call it 5-screw extractor removers. And it's a piece of junk. The flutes on them are real short, real fine. This is the one that would fit what I needed. This was the right size. It says it's a number 1. I put it in there. I set it in the hole. I tapped it with a hammer to get it started, and I started just a twist to get it to bite in, and it busted right off. It broke right off. Just I don't know if there's something wrong with the casting in it or something, but you can see it's not fine tool steel the whole way through. It's real rough in there, like it's not casted well, like it's not cast well at all. So, my opinion, these Drill Masters are junk. Don't even bother, don't waste your money. So the second set I bought was a set of these double-ended. They got a drill bit on one end, and then they got the flutes on the other end to grab a hold of the screw. Well, I tried using these whenever I was still at this state of the screw, which I drilled a hole on this end, and then tried to use the flute end, tap it in with a hammer easy, and then try and back it out, and it wouldn't even grip these screws. Now, these screws are super hard. They got to be a grade 8. I don't know if harder than grade 8, but these are a machine hardened screw. These are very hard screws because I've had a tough time drilling them. Whenever I drilled the holes down through to see if they'd free up. So anyway, these bits I think would be okay for backing out wood screws, things like that. More of a softer head screw that these flutes would bite into, and it's not so hard to back them out of a piece of wood. There's not so much gripping on it. I think these would be okay for that. I don't think these are okay for a application where you're getting metal screws or backing screws out of metal that it's screwed into and stuck in or something. So I don't think they're any good for that. So those have their use, but this isn't it. So what I did find that does work is this Warrior brand screw extractor set, 10-piece. It was $9.99, I think, Harbor Freight. And that's been working. And the one that worked best here was what's considered number 3. Now, it won't take them all out. I tried 4 or 5, and it would not bring them out. It would get tight, and I felt like I was right on the point where it was going to twist this off. So I stopped using just a 10-inch crescent wrench. But I did get a couple to come up out. So of all the ones I've tried, this one worked the best. So, and it didn't break. It took a lot of tension, and because I could feel the tension build up in it with that crescent wrench, and it was springing back and forth. So these held. Like I said, this Drill Master, I barely got any tension on it, and it just busted right off. It broke right off. So this is a pretty good set right here. I'd say if you're looking for a set at Harbor Freight, these are pretty good. These are worth the money here. Of course, any of these, you got to be careful. You'll break them. You get a lot of tension on them. They only take so much. But this set so far has been the best set that I've used here of what I bought. So those are pretty good. I would suggest buying them. I'd buy them again. So that leaves me with a bunch of these to still try and get out. They're not coming out. I have ordered end mills, a 3/16 end mill off of eBay, and ordered a set of 5, and I'm going to drill these down through with 3/16 end mills, because that's the size of drill bit you would drill this in order to tap the 1/4-inch hole. So I'm going to drill them out, and I'm going to run a 1/4-inch tap down through, and that should get these out of here, the ones that are remaining. There's probably about 28 or so of them in there that still have to come out. So that'll get them out for me. But anybody looking for easy outs, buy it. Don't waste your time. Got its own special use, but not on when you're working on heavy metal machine work or anything of that sort. Wrong one. So that's it. Hope this helps somebody that's looking for easy outs at Harbor Freight. Thanks for watching. God bless.